We got the reset on the Harmonia there, so that's going to be kind of clutch. As long as she doesn't go proc crazy like she is gonna do. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. She went from full cooldowns, you guys, to using every single skill in one turn. Yo, Summoners, what is going on? We're back with another video, and today we are gonna focus on a Guild War Offense / Siege Offense team that I came up with a little while ago after I finally leveled and skilled up Hyanes, the Dark Dryad. So we're going to take a spotlight on that team today. It is basically full of LD 4 stars, but it is a lot of fun. It's not great in a high resistance comps because it relies on a lot of CC. It's also not great into a lot of immunity. You'll see why here in a minute. We're going to look at today's guild battles and one of the siege battles if we can fit in the team. And hopefully, we have some good success. I have lost with this team, definitely due to RNG, as well as just flat out being outsped or out-resisted. So this offense, it could be taken really to either one of these teams here, but the revenge stun of the Wind Monkey King on the left team here really could be a problem, being that we do not run with immunity or cleanse. So we're going to try it against the Kamoon Skogul Vigor team, which is actually a very common siege defense these days as well. So if it works there and you guys happen to have these units, hopefully it works out and you'll be tempted to try it out. We will go over the runes of these monsters at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. But without further ado, you guys, let's get into some action. This is where we're taking it. So we're running Hyanes, Iris, and Dover. Okay, very, very fun team. I do have them fairly tightly speed tuned. As I said before, we'll go over the runes later on. Top team, I mean, we could go for a Copper Dozer on there, but it might be a challenge between the Monkey King and the Harmonia. Obviously, we're not going to come in and one-shot that Monkey King. Who else do we have a really good shot with at taking that team out? They've obviously got a lot of damage mitigation. This team here, if you guys haven't seen this team, it's such a strong counter bruiser team, I find. Because there's so much defense. Oh, look at that. Look at that. We tried to make a video, you guys, and we don't even have enough energy to do our guild battles. All right, here we go. Into team one. Well, hopefully this isn't the quickest team. This is by no means a cleave team, but it is typically fairly safe into comps like these. The snipe comps, they can pose a bit more of a threat to this offense. But it is very, very strong. So if you happen to have a Mihail, great. If not, Emma can actually work quite well in her place. If you don't have Feng Yan, the fire panda, Shang Fei, the fusion one, is actually very strong as well. So you can run a slightly more free-to-play version of this depending on the units you have. There unfortunately isn't too much of a unit to trade for Velajul. Nothing seems to do quite what he does in the terms of the 3-star, 4-star range. We might see something come in new Second Awakenings. There's new Second Awakenings should be coming before the end of the year, you guys. So we'll have to wait and see on that. This is actually a pretty... This defense doesn't have a ton of kill potential. It's meant to grind you down and beat you with procs. If you try to come in and YOLO it, it's got a lot of damage mitigation, and it can prove to be quite challenging to do that. We got the reset on the Harmonia there, so that's going to be kind of clutch. As long as she doesn't go proc crazy like she is going to do. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. She went from full cooldowns, you guys, to using every single skill in one turn. Tell me violent procs are not broken in this game right now. Try and convince me. Change my mind, chat. Change my mind in the comments down below. I bet, though, that has happened to every single one of you. If we lose this battle, that could be the reason right there. It's not over yet, not even close, but that hurt, yo. That really hurt. in time, this defense is going to do what it's supposed to do with all of this destroy HP mechanic. I'm pretty sure the Chandra's on destroy as well, if I had to guess correctly here. The monkey is definitely on destroy. He's a very, very good unit to put on destroy, and this defense very much lends to this ability. But this Harmonia, she cannot be contained right now, you guys. She is doing what she is known to do, and that is proc. Just proc. That is what she does. She does it well. And yeah, it's gonna make this whole section of the video, we're gonna wind up spending 10 minutes of this video just dealing with this one offense. I should have picked something a little bit faster, perhaps. Would have been the smarter choice here. Maybe. Oh, no proxy. Can we get a lucky crit? No crit. And we don't have a revenge up from Feng Yan right now, so we're not even going to see the revenge come out from Feng there. We got to keep the defense buffs up as much as we can. Big reason being is that it mitigates how much HP is actually being destroyed right now by a fair amount. All right, Chandra's gone. No more hug on the field, you guys. That should make this whole section a little bit easier now. Honestly, I could probably hit auto here and be fairly safe, but we're not going to do that, because you just never know. Although I do find that even when you auto, your team seems to get more violent procs too. I think it's just an AI thing more than a defense thing, if I'm being entirely honest. But at the same time, can you really trust AI? Like, I don't think so. All right, we got the cooldown on Harmonia. Let's see if she does her shenanigans again. She does not. She does not, and that is game. Now we're going to hit auto, and it'll take 25 minutes to kill this Harmonia, you guys. Let's just go watch the next one. Yay, we finally did it. All right. So, very fast Vigor. Now, there's lots of ways you can do this. They have no immunity on their side of the field right now. There's no will runes. So, we're going to be free to drop Dover bombs right off the get-go. So, I think the most important thing to do here is damage mitigation in the form of a silence on the Skogul. Okay. Ooh, Hyanes is actually... I thought I sped up Dover enough to move ahead of Hyanes here, but apparently not. That would be the ideal tuning. They are so tightly tuned. You could have arguments to have Hyanes go faster, because with skill 3, she could potentially strip Will if Iris misses that. Or you have her go set right behind Dover to reduce the cooldown of the bombs. That is, in essence, what this team is designed to do, right? We drop the bombs, and then we start from there. So hopefully they don't proc too much and kill me. We do got a little bit of sustain and heals in the form of Iris here. Okay, we could skill 3 with Dover to stun, but they should... It's no guaranteed stun from a bomb, okay? So we're taking a gamble, in essence. But what we're going to do... You know what? We're going to wait for the stuns, actually. We're going to wait for the stuns. We got some strips, we got some heals, we got some stuns. Now we're going to go for the stuns here. Stun up. We do get Vigor as well. Now we can actually extend the duration of the stuns here, hopefully. We get the extended duration of the stun on both the Vigor and the Skogul, and Skogul still has 2 turns of silence on him. So this is really good. Now, can we get some slows? We got a couple slows here. Let's silence the Vigor as well so he doesn't proc into a heal, because he might have right there. He might have right there. Ooh, double resist on the bomb. That's not good. That's not good. And there's the heal. Okay. But we're still sitting okay in terms of overall control here right now. Hopefully this Vigor doesn't go 2 to town. That is a scary Vigor right there, chat. YouTube, that is a very, very scary dude right there. Okay, we need to silence this Skogul. Oh, he procced again. Can we get some stuns out this time again? Only on the Vigor one more time. And we do get the extended duration on that. Kamoon is slowed for a while as well, which is really, really important, because that takes away a lot of his damage, as well as it just keeps him from putting bubbles up nearly as often. Now, this heal block is most unfortunate, because Iris obviously is not going to be on Violent here. We're going to go for the extended. We didn't get it on the Skogul. So we're going to extend that silence. We did not. We missed that. And The Kamoon proc there. Can we get some more pushback? Let's try and kill this Kamoon. Kill the Kamoon. No more bubble. Good. Steal some attack bar. I'm going to put out bombs because there's no way that he can kill my team now. He might kill the Iris and ruin the rest of this video, okay? But there's no way he kills the team. And there we go. That's game. That is game. We'll do this. Try to blow up the bombs. Done deal. So Hyanes will blow up the bombs if there's only one turn left, too. Very, very powerful team, you guys. You saw the control that brought out. There was a couple hairy moments, but we came out very successful, and we overall controlled the team. The hairy moments mostly came from violent procs, and that Vigor did some serious damage, okay? We'll look at Iris. Maybe I'm missing some tankiness on Iris right now. I think I've got only one artifact on this team right now, you guys, and that would be one on the Dover. So we're going to Copper Dozer the top team. Hopefully we can snipe them out fairly quick and be done with it. The bottom team, this is a pretty heavy bruiser team with a lot of damage and snipe potential. If we can get the first control out, we should be able to lock that team down for the duration of the battle. Let's see what happens, you guys. We know the bottom team's all on violent as well. Who knows, though? Who knows? There's always an element to gamble when we're doing this, right? All right, we do outspeed, so the first thing we're going to do is try to snipe this Iris. Done. No Iris, okay? Jean, she can provoke, but because we have Will on our Bulldozer, cannot provoke the Bulldozer. All right, no hug, because no damage. Now we can kill what's-her-nuts, Jean, and there she goes. Now it's a 3v1 on the Chandra. There's no heals on either side, but Chandra is... He's in a tough position here. He's in a tough position. Okay, Bulldozer's going to tank Chandra all day long, especially with defense buff. And Copper will come in and just... I'm a steady too. We'll do some serious damage here. Oh, look at that. Even Bulldozer, when he crits, triple crit there, does some serious damage. Okay. For this can be dangerous, okay? We expected some will runes here. Now, you have a choice. We can go Iris skill 1 and hope to strip both wills. And if we do that, we're going to be in very good control right away. Or we try to mitigate a lot of damage by putting a silence on the Molong. There's a pretty good chance we strip and silence the Molong here. And then if we really want to, because Hyanes moves before Dozer, we could skill 3 with Hyanes, try to strip the will off the Perna and drop some bombs out, which would hopefully, if Perna decides to proc, or any of them decide to proc, they'll proc into a bomb stun. If we're lucky. That feels like the safer play. Because if we leave Molong to snipe something, like if we miss a strip, we miss a stun or something, Molong can snipe, and then Perna can easily do 30% of one of these units worth of damage, assuming he's well roofed. So we're going to try for the silence. We were resisted through and through, you guys. That is the worst case scenario. Literally nothing happened, but Hyanes came through. Now we're going to drop some bombs here. We were fortunate. We got them all, but that's a defense break, and that's going to be a dead Dover, you guys. Okay. It's not entirely over yet, but we're not in a good position because, well, Tyrannus has 2 lives. Molong has 2, or Perna has 2 lives. We're dealing with a lot of 2 lives here. I really feel like this could be game. We'll stick it out a little bit longer and see what can happen. Can we extend things a little bit here? We do. Stun on the Perna, but he procs through anyway. Of course he procs through. Get some slows out. Kill the Perna for 1 time. Nope, not even. Oh, Iris actually tanked that hit, chat. Iris actually tanked that hit. Nice, we resisted, and there we go. But without bombs, we're in a really, really tough position here, you guys. We're not landing what we need to land. Sometimes, this is the downside of this team. Yeah, that's a lost game. That's a lost game. You could potentially run Malacca in place of Dover. Maybe we should have gone for the stuns right off the bat. I honestly didn't anticipate the defense break off the opening. Let's tackle, this is kind of an old school Siege defense. You don't see it around a whole lot anymore. Another variant of it is Triana in place of Harmonia. Essentially would play out in a very similar way. There is a lot of threats here. Obviously Harmonia's got some big heals. She does have a single target cleanse as well as a 1-turn immunity. Ajir can steal attack bar and turn cycle like a beast, and Skogul, well, Skogul's a huge threat as well. So there's a lot of threats on the opposing side of the field here. I would expect at least 2 of these units, the Ajir and the Skogul, are likely gonna be on Will Runes, probably Harmonia too. We have to go in expecting all 3 units on Will Runes, which means hopefully Iris can strip everybody. If not, Hyanes is there to strip, and then Dover needs to start laying down some control. We should get first turn, hopefully, but we'll have to see if we're able to take advantage of that. Let's go find out. All right, so only the Skogul actually has Will Runes on it. Now, here is a challenge that we are met with. Do we silence the Skogul? Or do we silence the Harmonia and prevent... Because the Heart Magicians, if you guys haven't realized, love to use their skill 2 right at the start of a battle. Regardless if they need a heal or not, because they have a buff with their single turn immunity. So they love to put that out right away. Now, Harmonia is set to go first on the opposing side of the field as well. So if we are going to, we can silence the Harmonia, prevent that from happening, and then we can try to establish control from there. Maybe Hyanes can strip the immunity off of Skogul, and we can start taking control with Dover right away. So I think that's the better play here. Otherwise, we're kind of banking on a little too much RNG, I think. So let's start with this. We get the silence. Perfect. Now we're actually going to try and extend the silence and strip that immunity. Worked out like a charm. We're safe to drop a bomb here. We get bombs on everybody. And look at that. We can actually stun... Never mind. We won't stun the Skogul right now. Just kidding. Just kidding, but he's gonna derp too. So they actually all derp. Well, the Ajir and the Skogul derped. We get the slow on Ajir, which is gonna be huge. And there's a triple despair stun. And that right there, that violent proc right there, you guys, is why we put all that silence on Harmonia to lock those heals away. We do not want her healing and her cleansing her allies right now. That would be extremely bad for us. We do get full bombs out again, and just in time for Hyanes to come and lower everything down. We get the lower on, so Harmonia and Ajir, they're dead as soon as they take a turn. We can focus on Skogul. He's probably dead right off the next turn as well, but that's fine. Easy control here. They had... Skogul could have thrown his rock, but he never got a turn after that. The rock never would have come down, because when he's stunned, if he takes a turn while he's stunned, the rock doesn't come down. He has to violent proc into an additional turn in order for the rock to come down that turn, or he has to wait for another turn. Ajir, he could have skill 3'd, stolen somebody's attack bar and pushed them all the way back, and then skill 2'd into somebody else, and he could have caused a ruckus and disrupted turn order totally there, but he didn't. He derped. So there is some inherent risk that does need to be addressed, but for the most part, we had full control of this team right from out of the gate. And that is the power of this team, you guys. I do run this on a Siege defense as well, but I mean, I feel like it would be pretty easy to counter on defense if you know what to expect. You know, if you run like a speed lead with a single target booster and a Lucian, you're going to annihilate this team. If you outspeed this team, you're probably going to annihilate this team. It's for that reason, it's not in one of our towers regularly. When we advance a little ways or we have a bit of a lead, that's when we throw it out. All right, so first up is Iris. She goes first. She goes first because we want her to strip. We want her to have the chance to despair stun, and we want her to silence, to be flexible with the silence or the AoE strip / stun, depending on how the defense looks and what type of control we need to try and establish right off the bat. So she is built fast. She has a bit of accuracy to land the strip. a little bit more would probably be better. You could probably find a bit more within her artifacts as well. You could look for skill 3 accuracy, because that is where the strip is, and get a bonus that way. You could also look for skill 3 recovery, which would increase her heal just a little bit as well. The heal goes up a fairly decent amount by 30%. Now it's multiplicative, not additive, so it's 30% of 15 that's added on, so it works out to be just under 20% that she's actually healing there. But we also have, 50% chance to activate a strip. Skill 1 is the best chance to do that on AoE. She hits 3 times on a single target and 1 time on everybody. So that is Iris's kit. That is why we have her built on a bit with some accuracy. She is meant to go fairly fast, and she's fairly tanky as well. She's an attack type unit, but she needs to be pretty tanky as well. So I've got her on Despair Revenge. This is a very, very common build for Iris. Obviously, the Revenge has a chance to strip an AoE stun because her first skill is an AoE and it strips. And I mean, what more do you need? That's why she is the way she is. So she is going to be speed, HP. You could go speed HP defense or speed defense HP as well, depending on where your substats really lie and the type of tankiness you're looking to focus. But here's a quick peek at the slot at all the runes. As you can see, there's still room to grind her out a little bit faster. I mean, we may as well, right? We may as well go for this one. I know it's a legend rune, but hey, I'll take that. That's a pretty nice little upgrade right there. Not going to waste the HP grind, I don't think, though. That's not really worth it. We could try for higher accuracy. We'll wait for a legend one. It's good enough for now. But there you go. So she's actually 4 speed faster now, but she was already the first unit. Now there's just a bit more of a gap between the other 2 units, but the other 2 units are very, very tightly tuned, you guys. This rune here, obviously, it's a blue rune, okay? Like, these runes, some of them are nice, some of them are pretty lacking, to be honest. And this is going to be one of the ones that seems to be pretty lacking, but it's here because it's got speed, it's got accuracy, bit of defense. We could probably gem that crit damage out for something else if we really wanted to, but it's fine the way it is for now. So that's Iris. Next, we have Hyanes moving. Now, Hyanes and Dover, they are both very, very tightly tuned. In this sheet data, Dover is actually faster by 2 points, but because Hyanes has 5 higher base speed, okay, she's got the 24 speed leader skill plus my tower, that's 39% bonus. So that extra 5 speed in the base that 39% calculates on is enough to actually push her ahead of the Dover. And if you were taking advantage of the speed lead in your team, which you should be, she's placed before Dover, so Dover has to actually be faster. They can't be the same speed, same combat speed even. Dover has to actually be faster to move first. Now, like I said at the top of the video, there's an argument to be made both ways. To have Hyanes go right after Dover to either extend the stun duration or try and reduce the bomb duration, so the enemy goes into a bomb right off their first turn. But she can also be very handy, as you guys saw, to be an extra strip if necessary as well, if we're forced to use the silence on Iris or if she happens to be resisted on stripping. So there is merit to both builds. After playing around with it a little bit, I kind of like it. I feel it's safer to have Hyanes move before Dover. I think it's more aggressive to have Dover move before Hyanes. Take that as you will. So she is obviously built with a bit of speed to move behind the Iris. You want to have as little gap there as possible to minimize your chances of being cut. She's obviously built very, very tanky as well because she's meant to take some hits. She could actually use more accuracy than what I have on her right now, since all 3 of her skills have important reasons to land their disability effects. So skill 1 can absorb attack bar by 15%. You got a 70% chance to activate that, which is pretty decent. So you having more accuracy is going to make that more reliable. You can disrupt enemy turn order. You can potentially steal a turn in front of an enemy if need be. Skill 2, very similar. but it's AoE. Okay, it puts attack speed slow and decreases their attack bar by 50%. So again, having that accuracy on there, very important. Skill 3, as we kind of saw, extends the harmful effect duration on enemies, or in bombs cases, actually lowers the tick counter on a bomb. For everything else, it'll extend the duration, including stuns and freezes. Sleeps, it'll wake them up because it does damage. As well as it will reduce the duration of beneficial effects by 1 turn. So hence, having her strip Will, because Will's only there for 1 turn, assuming you only got 1 set of Will runes, will actually reduce that cooldown. So she is built on Violent Revenge. I like the revenge here because we saw it happen in one of those battles where she revenged and actually stole attack bar. Now, the enemy was obviously at 0% attack bar, so you're not going to push the enemy back any further because it's the end of their turn. But you do get to basically boost yourself by 15% attack bar by doing that. So I do like and find value in the revenge runes here. And obviously Violent is there because Violent is incredibly strong, and cycling turns, reducing cooldowns is so incredibly powerful with Hyanes, and it just can really, really extend your control over the battlefield. So again, no artifacts here. They will come. I don't think accuracy boosting ones are super important here because you kind of want accuracy as a whole. You might look for tankiness stats on her, or possible damage stats as well. All right, finally on to Dover, you guys. So Dover, he is so tightly tuned to Hyanes, it's insane for speed. He needs to be tanky because he's got to be able to survive a couple hits. I mean, we saw that defense broken, Perna one-shot, but quite frankly, Perna is going to do that to most things that are not super tanky, bruisery built units. So Dover was gone there, but that was to be expected on a defense broken Dover. My Dover has pretty low defense. He's got decent HP. His attack is pretty low for a bomber. It would be nice to get this a lot higher. His accuracy is pretty good. I like his accuracy. I mean, more would be nice, but it is what it is. If we can get some skill 2 accuracy boost on him, I might go with that. But his skill 3 is important to land accuracy as well. So I recently learned that his skill 3 actually does attack bar pushback. It's not just an AoE stun, but it actually reduces attack bar by 50%. So there's between Hyanes and Dover on this team, there's a lot of attack bar pushback. Between Iris and Dover, there's a lot of stun potential. There's just so much room for control. It's a lot of fun, you guys. So he is currently on Swift Will. If you can get the speed that you need and the other stats that you need, you could run Violent on him as well. You could also look at like Fatal or something to get a little bit more attack. Despair for a little bit of extra stun chance if you wanted. But getting the speed that you need is most important. And just due to how thinly stretched my Violent sets are right now, wasn't going to happen. So as I'm sure you guys can guess, he is speed, HP, attack. You could go speed, attack if you've got a lot of HP in your substats, but he needs to be fairly tanky. If he is too squishy, he's going to get killed by anything and everything. And as you guys saw, when he dies, your team's dead in the water. So that is kind of where we're at. We got a lot of accuracy here. We got room to grind stuff. I just need to get in and do some more R5s. We got room to grind a little bit more speed, but I mean, that's an ancient will rune. Good luck. Good luck finding the speed grinds for that, right? We ultimately, you get what you can, but getting him speed tuned and tanky with a bit of attack and some accuracy to land his abilities, he does require a lot of stats. I would love more defense on him and more attack on him. Those would be the 2 biggest stats to increase. Maybe I'll have to look at some of that through artifacts. I do got 1 artifact on him. It's really nothing special. We've got really just the bomb damage and the bonus HP that we'll get, and we'll get a bit more when we fully power it up. The speed and defense proportional to lost HP is pretty negligible overall, as that is only based off of your base stats, and it depends on how much HP you're missing. So it's very negligible, the results or the yield from those stats. I'm not a big fan. It's there mostly for bomb damage. Anyways, you guys, that is this team. I've had a lot of fun with this. Obviously, it does have its derpy moments, but It is a ton of fun. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. I'm really curious to know your thoughts. Do you have these units? Can you try it out yourself? Have you tried any other variations with this? For me, Hyanes was kind of the catalyst. I pulled her, and it took me a couple months to skill her up. And that whole time, I was just trying to think of a team that would really work with her, that would really gel with her. And this is the best one I've come up with. So if you guys got any other teams that you run Hyanes with, 4-star or 5-star, let me know, because I'm really curious. And thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to drop me a like and a subscribe to the channel, as it greatly helps me out. And I'll see you guys all in the next one. Happy summoning.